Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Wednesday, September 13th, 2017 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I commit to expanding in and through the essence of my soul's wholeness. And today we have a bit of a T-square going on. We have the moon finishing up in Gemini, and the moon in Gemini today will oppose Saturn at 21 degrees. So we have that opposition, which can be a tug of war, or we can find a way to work together. It's the same line, so we can always work together with oppositions. And then we have Saturn. Saturn, which is kind of pulling the line out here. Saturn in Sagittarius at 21 degrees. And so the sun will actually be squaring Saturn today, bringing that T-square energy in. So T-squares, when it comes to immutable signs, or mutable signs, which Gemini, Sagittarius, and Virgo are mutable signs, which means changeable, a lot of times it can have us feeling like we are in a crossroads. And I just posted on my Facebook the song Under Pressure by Queen, because I feel that a lot of times that Saturn energy can have us feeling under pressure. We have to go back, though, in this square energy and remember the lesson of the sun at this time. The lesson of the sun in Virgo that we are working on specifically is that essence of wholeness. Now, pressure is an outside thing. The pressures that I believe that we're experiencing right now are coming from outside of us. And so as we stand at this crossroads deciding how to move forward, we have to notice that these pressures are not coming from ourselves. These pressures are not coming from our soul, but rather these things that are trying to force us. I don't know if that's the right word, but push us. How about push us? Push us down one of these streets. Your job, your work in this is to honor your soul. Your job, your work in this is to remain true to you. Saturn in Sagittarius, we have been uncovering truths for the last 2+ years. We're finishing up over the next few months, uncovering what our truth is. Well, the soul carries your truth within, and so we have to commit to living our soul. With Saturn energy, there can be an essence of commitment going on, but this square brings up the resistance. Sun in Virgo can represent perfectionism, it can represent reality, but how we're looking at it is it's representing wholeness. And so this is an opportunity in and through this just to get in alignment with your wholeness. Expand in and through your wholeness. Connect to the essence of your soul to help you move you down the path that is true to you in and through this. Like I said, you may feel outside pressure, though, in and through this, and you may feel a desire to change. You know, like I said, the mutable energy that brings in changeable energy. Any changes that you make, which change was a big theme in GPS that I did with Maya earlier this week. Change was definitely a big theme. Just make sure that these changes that you make are in alignment with you and not because somebody else says that you must make this change. Connect into yourself and your truth. That's Saturn in Sagittarius, connecting to your truth, your beliefs, what is right for you, your highest expansion, connecting to that to show up in and through this energy, this transit. So that, I think, is going to be the major thing that we are feeling today. We then have the moon, shifting through, making some other connections. Another interesting connection that's going on is we have the moon in Gemini sextiling Venus. So we just had Venus connecting to Saturn in a trine, reminding us of the power of love. And I feel like when we connect into the power of love, we are connecting into our soul essence, the truth of our soul. If we're connected to the love within ourselves, we can't avoid the love that is within ourselves, if that makes sense. Or we can't avoid the soul within ourselves. So love and soul are intricately connected within ourselves. So today we have the moon connecting to Venus. This is at 22 degrees, 22 master level degree. Are you expressing the love of your soul? Are you bringing forth the love of your soul in and through your talents, in and through your offerings that you bring to the planet? This is important because we also have Venus and the North Node about to commingle, about to merge, about to connect. We have the North Node at 23 degrees in Leo, and Venus, like I said, is at 22 today. So they're kissing. They're right there next to each other. And that North Node is this essence of destiny. Whenever I talk about Venus energy, especially Venus in Leo, but Venus in many different spaces, this comes up. The Rumi poem, "Let the beauty you love be what you do." There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. There are hundreds of ways you can honor this soul longing, this soul yearning for the love expression on this planet. How are you going to bring it forth today? How are you going to commit to your path, your truth, your soul in a way that you bring this forward in and through this energy? It's a potent energy, and it's bubbling up. It's wanting to come out at this time. We also have the moon in Gemini connecting to Jupiter, honoring the self-love process, finding the balance in the self. I think I'm going to actually pull an extra card if I have them. I do have them sitting here. One of the things that I've been really thinking about a lot is the balance of things, the balance of yin and yang energies. And one of the things that I see is, like, I see the distortion in the yin, and I just see the distortion in the yang, but I feel that the yin is currently rising. The feminine is currently rising. The feminine is standing up, standing their ground. You know, the yin energy is getting to know itself on a less distorted level. It still has distortion. But one of the things that I feel is important for balance is the yang and the yin and the yin and the yang. And I've been thinking about Libra. We're coming up on Libra. And I was like, man, I really kind of want to focus on the yin. I want to focus on yin energy and getting the yin inside the yang balanced, if this makes any sense at all. I just recently got these cards, the Soulful Woman cards, and I pulled one just now to go along with this Moon trine Jupiter connection at 24 degrees. That's a 6, so it is that balanced energy. And as we have Jupiter in this next month finishing up in Libra, it is an important time to find our balance. So when it comes to the yin inside the yang and the yang inside the yin, I love this card. I pulled an 11, of course, and it's the power of self-talk. When I blah, 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 and this is perfect. This is so perfect with Moon in Gemini trine Jupiter. Moon in Gemini is very communicative, very talkative. When my self-talk is kinder, I am empowered in my capacity to pursue my dreams and believe in myself. So this is where we can work and balance the yin energy at this time with our self-talk to help start balancing the essence of the yang, to bring the yin inside the yang into balance and out of any of that distortion. So positive self-talk. Moon trine Jupiter, of course. Moon in Gemini. Talk to yourself in a kind way. Notice, I have the consciousness card, notice where your thoughts are guiding you when it comes to your essence of self-love in and through today. And this goes hand in hand with the pressures. A lot of times, the pressures from the outside will be like, I'm stupid, I'm not doing enough, I should be further along in my life, why don't I have 2.5 kids and a white picket fence and a dog and a cat? You know, like, we get into those places because of this pressure outside of ourselves. We need to be kinder to ourselves to bring about a kinder world. So I love that. I love that card. Yay! Soulful woman card. The moon is then going to Uranus, brain fart, sextile Uranus, and it's also trining Chiron. So breaking through, releasing those pressures, releasing the things that are not true to us, especially when it comes to our mind energy. And that Chiron energy is bringing in healing. Again, we may have some resistance, and some of that resistance, again, may be some of that mental stuff. I should be further along. no, you are exactly where you are meant to be. Can you believe it? Because if you can believe that you are where you're meant to be and yet keep setting your sights on these things that you desire, you will move in that direction. My mom just walked into my room and it made me jump. So you will move in that direction that is true to you. You will be able to align with your passion, but it's really hard to align with your passion, to align with that fire, if you're constantly sloshing that water on yourself. You watched my horoscope the other day where I talked about we all have this inner flame, and yet we have the water sloshing on ourselves and we turn away from the flame. We don't need to turn away from the flame. The flame is eternal. The flame lives. All right. So, moving on in through the day, there's a lot going on. We have the moon shifting into Cancer. So the moon is shifting into Cancer at 3:12 p.m. Pacific time. This is definitely going to bring up the emotions. This is going to bring on the feels. It's going to be very important over the next several days to really tend to your body and tend to your body emotions that are coming up. Again, we have the sun in Virgo, which attunes us to our body, and then the moon in Cancer is going to bring up a rather emotional side to the energy of things. Emotions are important. Feeling is important. Our cells do need opportunities to purge and release. And so to me, I feel like this moon in Cancer is going to be a beautiful time for some emotional healing, emotional purging and releasing. Especially if you do get caught up in those pressures, you may need to cry it out to get yourself back down to the foundation of who you are. So don't be surprised if any emotions start, hitting you over these next few days. The other thing that I want to mention is that I think that this is also going to be a really great time for purging your house, purging your surroundings. We are building into the dark of the moon, so stuff starts coming up, but our temple, our place that we surround ourselves, not just the body temple, but the areas in which we live, they really do impact how we're able to show up. Is your temple your temple? Or are there a lot of things that you don't like? I loved when I lived in my house in San Diego because I made it a point to only have things that I really loved. I only bought things that I really loved. And so I was surrounded by love, essentially. It's things, but you can love things, or you can really like them. You can feel supported by them. How about that? So maybe it's time to do a little purge, a little cleansing as we have this moon going through Cancer. This will work, again, very well with that Sun square Saturn. What is true to you in your life right now? So that Sun square Saturn actually reaches its peak. Let's see what time it actually reaches its peak at 7:58 p.m. So chances are we are going to be feeling this pressure through most of the day. Show up in consciousness. Be steady. Be true to yourself in and through this. This is the slowing down card, but what they talk about in this card is being at home in this moment. Be at home in and through yourself. Be connected to your consciousness, not all of the should consciousness that is all around you. All three of these cards are like, be here now. Be present with yourself. Be aware of what you are working on manifesting in your energy. I have these cards, though, as well. This inner fire. We may not be completely connected to this. There may be some of these layers of pressure that we need to release at this time. However, I feel like both of these energies are coming on. And this might be like just even tomorrow as Venus and the North Node do come together. Suddenly we have the fire come up within us and you're like, yes, that is what I needed. So keep tuning deeper into your soul to follow the path of your heart, to follow the path of your love in and through this energy. To finish up from the Earth Magic deck, I have the Green Man, Synergy, and I'm going to read this because I really like this. You have the advantage of an incredible energy at this time. A flow of life is guiding you, where things just seem to fall into place as you move about your business. You are in a mutually cooperative interaction with Spirit, as your will is aligned with the will of Spirit, aka your soul. And your mission is congruent with your sense of purpose. When this is happening, there is a synergy, a way that your life force is continually coming into balance with the forces of nature. There's also a synergy between your spiritual awareness and your personal self or ego. Be aware of the various idiosyncrasies of your ego and do not take them too seriously. Know that your higher self is always looking out for your best interests. In this cycle, tune into that guidance, however it shows up, and you will find that you move through life with greater ease due to synergistic balances of forces expressing themselves as you. So I love this card, this Green Man card. And again, I will say, especially if you feel yourself being pulled in many different directions and you're not really sure which way to go out into nature and let nature remind you of your truest inner nature. Let it remind you of your fire. Stay close to your fire. So, that being said, you can always book a reading to dive deeper into your personal chart. Stay chill under this pressure. Give love another chance, like the song says. It's one of my favorite songs. And I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.